Welcome to today's practice. This is a calming, full-body deep stretch meant for yogis of all levels. You may want to have a small blanket or towel and yoga blocks or books, which will help with some modifications. Most importantly, relax and breathe in each posture. I am so thankful that you are here today. Let's start with some deep breathing. Inhale nice and big, opening up the arms, and exhale down. Good, repeating this. Inhale, reaching arms up and together and pressing down. Good. Sitting nice and tall, rolling your neck from side to side, stretching out each side here. Nice and gentle, chin to chest, ear to shoulder, and repeat on the other side. You can use your hand if you'd like to help deepen the stretch on the opposite side of the neck, and then roll forward using your other hand to gently pull your head a little bit deeper into this stretch. Good. Inhale, reaching hands tall, and turn to release. Left hand to the back of the spine, right hand to knee, seated twist, looking over the left shoulder. Good. Release and inhale, and a gentle twist on the other side, looking over the right shoulder. Breathing here. Release. Good. Just give yourself a little bit of a stretch, moving through the spine, moving the shoulders and opening the chest. And in the other direction. Getting ready to come into one of our first stretches, our single leg twist. So bringing your right leg out, left leg into the inner thigh. You can use a blanket under your knee to help support your leg if you wish. And turning to face your foot, inhale, reaching tall, leading with the chest, coming forward. It's important not to bend at the lower back, but instead hinging from the hips. Breathing here, releasing, inhale and exhale. With each breath, release further down towards the leg. Inhale and exhale. Letting that head be heavy here as you continue to breathe in this posture. Good, and start to come out of this posture, giving yourself a big inhale, reaching the hands up and then releasing to the left. A nice side stretch here, neck is long, and reaching to the right, feeling the ribs separate. And once again, reaching over, fingers are long, arm is long, and reaching towards the right. Good, release down and switching to the other side. Good, so your right leg is in, left leg extended, turning towards that leg. Inhale as you reach, hinging at the hips, leading with the chest, coming into this forward fold on the other side. Once again, shoulders are nice and even, letting your head be heavy, pulling you forward. With each breath, release a little bit more towards the leg. Inhale and exhale, letting your breath release you into this posture. Inhale and exhale. Good. Slowly start to come up out of this. Inhale, reach and release to the right, feeling that nice long stretch on the left side. And switching to the other side. Side stretch here. Once again, releasing over to the right and to the left. Good. Now coming up onto your hands and knees, and bringing your hips back towards your heels, finding child's pose. We're going to flow through child's pose here. Good. Pressing up, rounding the back and releasing the hips towards the mat, pressing into a wide-legged cobra. Shoulders are down, neck is long. And once again, pushing up and back into your child's pose. Good. And rounding through, lifting chest, cobra. Inhale. Release. Pressing back, child's pose. Good. And releasing, cobra. Making sure the legs are nice and wide here to help release that lower back. Coming up onto knees and hands in a tabletop, flowing through cat and cow. As you drop the belly, inhale, and as you round the back, exhale. Inhale and exhale. Flexing and extending that spine. Feeling a nice stretch through the upper and lower back here. Good. And finding your puppy pose. So with this puppy pose, you can use a blanket underneath your hands. This will deepen the stretch in the shoulders. Or if you'd like to bring it up to your forehead, that'll help support the back and the neck. Or if you'd like a deeper stretch within your back, a third option would be to have the chin rest on the mat, arms extended in front. Breathing here, hips are nice and high. Feeling the stretch in the shoulders, through the back. Inhale and exhale. Slowly start to come out of this posture. Coming back up into your table. Moving through your cat and cow here, stretching out the back, tucking the chin to chest, extending the belly down, rounding the shoulders in the back once again. Inhale as you extend. Good. And rounding through here, just moving through this child's pose, rounding out the hips, stretching through the back, and then extend into your downward facing dog. Walking out this down dog if you want, feeling the nice stretch in the back of the legs, and coming back into your table pose. Inhale, reaching left arm up nice and high, and underneath right arm, resting the left side of your head on the mat and extending your right fingertips towards the top of the mat. Or if you'd like to come into a half bind here by hinging at the elbow, you can. Either way, feeling that nice deep stretch in the shoulders, on the back of the back. Good. Resting here. Inhale and exhale. Letting that belly expand and contract with each breath. releasing a little bit deeper into this posture. Good. Now slowly start coming out of this posture, rounding through cat and cow once again, tucking chin, extending back, feeling that nice long stretch through the spine, and then tuck toes, lift hips, downward facing dog. Feeling the stretch in the back of the legs and the shoulders. Once again, you can walk out this dog by bending each knee. Breathing here, inhale and exhale, round through, dropping knees down, this time reaching right arm up nice and tall and underneath the left arm, extending left arm or fingertips towards the top of the mat, or if you wish to come into a half bind here, you can do that as well. Letting the right side of the head fall to the mat and releasing that shoulder underneath you to feel the stretch on the back. Inhale and exhale, breathing nice and deep. Inhale and exhale, releasing into this posture. Slowly start to come out of this twist and find yourself in your puppy pose once again, moving through, tucking toes, lifting hips to your downward facing dog, bending one knee and then the other, letting the head drop, feeling the shoulders stretch here. Good. Breathing nice and deep. Rounding through into a nice high plank, lowering down, chin and knees, caterpillar, pressing up to a cobra posture, releasing down to the mat, tuck toes, lift hips, downward facing dog once again. Good, moving through this stretch, breathing, inhaling and exhaling, lifting right leg up and bringing it through the hands, now making sure that the right knee doesn't come over the toes. Release the back knee to the mat. Option to use blocks here to help prop yourself up so your right and left hand can rest on the blocks, or they can stay on the mat, or if you'd like a deeper stretch here, you can bring them to your chest, lifting your chest up towards the sky, feeling that stretch through the left hip flexor. Inhale and exhale, breathing nice and deep. Releasing into this posture even deeper. And start to release down here, bringing your hands back to your mat, tucking back toes, finding your downward facing dog as you stretch through there for a moment, bending one knee and then the other, and then coming into a nice flow, rounding through into plank, lowering knees, chin, chest to caterpillar, pressing up into a cobra, shoulders pressed down, releasing back down to mat, tuck toes, lift hips, downward facing dog. Left leg coming through, finding your low lunge, dropping that back knee, making sure that the knee doesn't extend over the toes, feeling a nice stretch on the right hip flexor. Option once again to use blocks if you want to place your hands on the blocks, or please keep your hands on the floor. Or if you'd like more of a challenge, you can bring your hands up to your chest and feel a nice opening here. Inhale and exhale, releasing through this hip flexor, breathing deep here, feeling that stretch. Slowly start to come out of this stretch now, tucking toes of back leg, high lunge to plank, and then lower down, caterpillar to cobra, releasing down once again, pressing up through the arms and finding your child's pose for a moment here. Inhale and exhale, breathing nice and deep, stretching out the back. Good. Inhale and exhale, rounding through vertebrae by vertebrae, stretching the hips up towards the ceiling, moving through this downward facing dog. Good. Rounding through, finding high plank. Once again, lower knees, chin, chest, press up into a cobra, and release down. Tuck toes, lift hips, downward facing dog. Inhale and exhale. Lift the right leg, finding your pigeon pose. So knees towards right hand, toes are towards left. You can use a blanket underneath your right hip to kind of support and help square off those hips, or not. And as you inhale nice and big, you can find yourself coming forward into a reclining pigeon. So either resting your forehead on your hands or a block or the blanket, feeling a nice deep stretch on the right hip, keeping those hips nice and square. Breathe in this posture, relax and breathe. Inhale and exhale, feeling the opening of the right side. Slowly start to come out of this pigeon, pressing up through the hands and bending the back knee around. Reach the hips up in a swan pose, reaching for the sky. Give yourself a nice little back stretch, and then internally rotating the back leg, finding your downward facing dog once again, and roll through plank, lower chaturanga or caterpillar, cobra or upward facing dog. Tuck toes, lift hips, downward facing dog, breathing and stretching here. Good. Lifting the opposite leg, finding pigeon on the left side, knee towards left hand, toes towards right. Extending that spine and opening the chest before coming forward into your reclining pigeon. Remember, you can use the blanket underneath the left hip to help square the hips off here if you wish. And breathe nice and deep. Inhale and exhale. Releasing the left hip. Releasing the back and the shoulders. With each breath, find yourself deeper in this posture. And once again, coming out of this posture, press into the hands, bringing the right leg, bending that knee and pressing up through the left hand, finding yourself in your swan. Internally rotating the right leg, finding yourself in a downward facing dog, breathing nice and deep, roll through to a plank and press back downward facing. Roll through plank, press back downward facing. Again, roll through plank, lower knees, and coming to a seated posture. Go ahead and get your blanket and place it between your thighs as you come to the mat. Coming into a supine twist, dropping the knees to the right and looking towards the left. Scarecrow the arms and keep the chest open, pressing both shoulders into the mat. Feeling that nice stretch through the spine as you let your knees continue to fall towards the mat. Inhale and exhale here. Bringing your knees back up to neutral, you can remove the blanket from between your legs. Hug the knees to the chest and just round your knees from one way and then maybe the other. Just loosening up those hips in a reverse child's posture. Good. Now supine twist on the other side, so blanket goes in between the thighs. Lift the hips, dropping the knees now to the left and looking towards the right. Once again, both shoulders pressed into the mat, chest is open. Inhaling and exhaling, with each breath releasing into this twist a little bit deeper. Slowly coming out of this supine twist, removing the blanket and hugging the knees into your chest and then opening them out to the side into a happy baby here. Pressing the knees towards the rib cage, grabbing the outer edges of the feet and rocking side to side nice and slow here. Feeling that nice massage in the lower back. Releasing the legs towards the mat. Our final posture, Shavasana. Now for the Shavasana, if you want to use that blanket under the knees, that could help support the lower back. Or you can keep the blanket out and just lay flat if you wish, or find another posture that's more comfortable. But releasing the legs to the side, letting the belly inhale and exhale. Palms are facing towards the ceiling. Pressing both shoulders into the mat and opening the chest. Releasing any lines around your mouth, your eyes. Inhale and exhale. Breathing here. Letting your body be fully supported by the mat. Slowly start to wiggle your fingers and your toes, telling yourself it's time to get up, removing the blanket, and then just take a moment here and let your legs sway from side to side, releasing the lower back, maybe giving yourself a little stretch before coming onto one side gently, and then pressing up into a seated posture. Good. Give yourself a shoulder roll back, feeling that chest open, and inhale, reaching up nice and tall. Exhale, pressing down. Once again, inhale, reach, and exhale down. Good. Rest time is not wasted time. It is economy to gather fresh strength. It is wisdom to take occasional furlough. In the long run, we shall do more by sometimes doing less. Charles Spurgeon. Thanks for joining. I'll see you soon. If you want more practices similar to this style, be sure to like this video.